welcome back. My name is Eden Izora, and I'm so happy that you're here today. So, today we have very chill vibes, and I figured we could do a little ramble. I have a couple topics that I wanted to talk to you about. So that's gonna be perfect. It is currently 8:45 a.m., which I think that is the earliest I've ever recorded ASMR before. I usually record in the afternoon, and that is because I usually don't wake up as early as I did today, which is funny because I'm such a morning person. Like, I operate as my best self in the morning. So, yesterday I woke up early, and I actually woke up before I was even supposed to, and I got ready, and then me and my sister went to this little downtown area of a nearby town, and we got coffee at a local place, and then we walked around, and I don't know, the vibes were just so good, like so good. And I don't know, the past, like the week before, I literally was waking up at 1 p.m. and going to sleep at like 4 a.m. So, yeah, which I was trying to stay positive about, because you know that feeling of waking up, looking at your phone, and it's way later than it should be. Sometimes you can feel like the day is already gone, or just bad about yourself, but I would make the most of it, because that's actually a lesson that I've still learning this year, which is time is expansive, and time is a tool. We don't have to follow these rules that we place on ourselves, or feel like we can't do certain things if it's after a certain time or whatever. Like, even if you wake up at 1 p.m., you can still act like it's the morning and just do your rituals. You don't have to skip right to the end of the day rituals, you know? But yeah, yesterday was really nice, and yeah, waking up early and going out was just so refreshing. And after we walked around the town, we decided to go to Goodwill, just to see what they had, and we had some energy left, so we figured it could be another
fun part of our day.
So we went to Goodwill, and I don't know, sometimes I get overstimulated by stores, but especially thrift stores, because they have, a lot of stuff everywhere, and the lights are really bright, and there's a lot of people. But I don't know, we were just feeling so good, and it was just a great experience overall. It's also kind of silly because a lot of the times I have more closed off energy, and so I feel like people react to me the way that I am.
And so a lot of times I feel like people are kind of giving me like stern looks, not in a mean way, but just in like a resting bitch face way, which I'm also doing back. And people don't really talk to me as much if I'm in that sort of vibe.
But yesterday, because my energy was more open and I had like a resting, pleasant face, several people just like were talking to me and being nice to me. We were even gonna get this giant fake plant. Not giant, but like it was big. So I asked my sister to go get a cart from the front.
Because it was too big to like carry around. And I waited by the plant. And then when I saw her almost getting there, I picked up the plant off the shelf.
And immediately, like, these two ladies who were like probably like a little older than me, like 10 years older than me,
They immediately offered me their cart.
and they were like, oh, like, you need this because you're holding the big plant. Here, take it. And I was just like, oh no, thank you. My sister brought the cart. But I don't know. I thought that was really nice. And like the lady that worked there when we checked out was super nice. Like, I don't know. It was just a really good experience.
And my sister had a good experience too. So
It was really, really nice. I got this little jacket there. This camo jacket. I like to have like these kind of baggy, like little things as like a cozy little jacket. I don't know. I did wash it first, for the record. I also got this painting that you can kind of see in the back there, which I thought was really pretty, and it's kind of a vibe, so yeah.
So yeah, that was so nice. And then today I continued the trend by waking up early and going to the beach, actually.
I was only there for like 20 minutes to write in my notebooks, but it was really nice to like just sit and hear the waves and see the water and the birds, and there was a ton of people there. I think because it's Memorial Day, but it was so early. It was like 7 something.
But yeah, I hope to keep this morning type lifestyle going. I feel like waking up early is like winning the lottery when you've been waking up late, because you just have so much more life and so much more day and for me, because I operate better in the morning, I just have so much more capacity to get things done. So it really is unbelievable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Another kind of random thing that I wanted to mention, because I've been seeing this a lot on social media, but the comments are filtered, so nobody else is talking about it when I click on the comments. I have been seeing a ton of AI girls on Instagram because I follow, a lot of baddies. And so I see like super attractive, curvy women on my news feed, like the explore page a lot. And so I have found that like many, many, many times a day, I will click on one that looks like really attractive and pretty, and I'll like it, and then even I'll click on their profile, and like this is one specific one that happened where I thought she was so gorgeous, and I clicked on her profile to see like all her other stuff, and a few scrolls down, it dawned on me, just one video was a little off, and I realized, oh my god, she's not real, this is AI. And I felt really dumb because I had really fallen for it, because like in certain lighting or whatever, like the AI was really good on this one, but the more I looked, the more it became obvious that this was not a real person. But of course you can filter your comments and block certain words so they can block AI and stuff like that. So when you open up the comments, you would assume everybody would be saying like, oh, this is AI or whatever. But it's not. There are no comments like that, at least as far as I could see. And that was just on the one that was like hard to tell, which I guess that's like the more crazy one, but there are so many that are really obvious. Like the body looks real, but like the face is like superimposed on, like it's very, very AI. And I don't know, it's really, really interesting to me. Like for the really obvious ones, like again, no comments mentioning it, just like everybody like just acting as if it's real. And I just thought that was really, really interesting. You know what I mean? Like, do they know that it's AI and they're just interacting with it for fun? Or, like, I don't know. In normal comment sections, there's always a couple people that point out the obvious, and nobody was doing that, so I don't know. I think it's filtered out. But yeah, I think that it's very interesting, AI and all the technology. Obviously, there could be pros and cons to it, but I think that what it really highlights is the need for authenticity, because for humans, that is our superpower, to authentically express ourselves. Because if we are trying to copy other people and just go with what we think the general population wants from us, I'm talking specifically about like content creation and online stuff. Yeah, if you just go with what you think the general population wants,
you will be indistinguishable from AI. And if you're competing with AI, of course AI is going to be better at being AI than you, because you're not AI. And so that's why it's important to not compete and just do what you're supposed to do, which is be your own unique person. And even if it might not be like the trend or whatever, if it is, that's fine too, but that is what will maintain your spot, because you're one of one. Even if someone made an AI to completely copy you, there's that like missing ingredient, that like, what's that saying, like je ne sais quoi or whatever, that indescribable quality, which is authenticity.
So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how things unfold in the future in many, many ways. And I'm excited for it because at the very least it's going to be entertaining. And, you know, that's what I've been trying to do, is just enjoy the ride of life. And, yeah, just take it all in. The good, the bad, the in-between. That sounds so, cheesy, but it's true, you know.
It's true. Okay.
But I've just been enjoying the little things, you know, because that's where joy truly lies, is when you can appreciate all the mundane aspects of your life, and it really builds up to become quite overwhelming in a good way.
And it's a lot better than relying on like big dopamine spikes in order to be happy, because those are often external events, and like things come and go, you know, you can lose things, and you don't want your mental state, like your happiness, to depend on external things. But when you can just pick out like all the little things around you and really just feel how good they are, there's always good things. Like even at your rock bottom, like just the fact that you're alive, like maybe you have a phone, maybe you have a house, maybe you have whatever. Even if you don't have those things, just laying in a field and like feeling the earth, like, it sounds funny, but like that legitimately could be a starting point of joy at any moment.
And for me, I try to feel excited as often as I can, even about little things. Which is why I love angel numbers and like synchronicities, because it doesn't have to mean a lot. It just has to mean, or it can mean whatever you want it to mean. And for me, I just take it as a reminder to like feel good. And I do feel good whenever I see it, which is a lot.
Like when I was driving back from the beach, I saw, well, in my car odometer, is that what it is? The thing that like tells you how many miles is on your car. The number, I glanced down and it was a number that's significant to me. I actually have that number written on my window.
And I know I used to worry about how, like, if you're always trying to feel good, how can you simultaneously be authentic? Because life has ups and downs. We all have days where we feel awful and bad things happen. And so that's kind of how it is like, you don't want to be like, some people call it like toxic positivity,
which is where it's done in a really fake and forceful way, where you like, anytime you're feeling bad, you just shove it down and pretend like you're happy. That's not good, obviously, because it's when you're pushing the bad feelings back in, it stays there and it just adds up and adds up and adds up. And so what I've found to work for me is like kind of treating life like the waves, like it ebbs and flows.
And when things come up to the surface, like bad feelings, like 2 days ago I was feeling like overwhelmingly sad, and so those feelings were coming up to the surface.
And I had to sit with those feelings and feel them and cry and let myself be sad until I naturally no longer felt sad. And then the next day I felt way better. And for me, like, that's how it always is. Like, I feel periodically, I feel these really heavy and dark or sad feelings. As they come up to the surface, I deal with them, journal, cry, whatever I need to do, and I release them because they're already at the surface. So I fully feel them, and then they're gone. And then every time I do that, at the end I feel so much lighter and like more authentically happy. But yeah, that's how I like to do that. Which, yeah, I don't know. I've been writing notes of like stuff I want to talk about during rambles, so I have like a little list. And that was on it.
And the last thing on my little list here was some thoughts that I had on my way back from the beach. Because, I don't know, I was thinking about drinking and sobriety, because I stopped drinking about 6 months ago, just because it came to the point where I was no longer aligned with it, and it was like a weight pulling me down, and so I had to release it. And you know, I used to have some really fun times when I would drink. It can be very festive.
Very festive. But unfortunately for me, it was too much of a habit, and so even though I would have fun times, I would also self-sabotage a lot when drinking. And it never was anything that big, but it was making me act in ways that were not intentional.
And I would make choices that were not aligned with my vision and my goals. And I still do that, of course, occasionally. I make decisions sometimes that are not perfectly aligned with my vision because, I try not to be too strict or I want to have fun while I'm here. So that's fine.
But I realized that when I would drink, I would just throw all my goals and vision out of my mind, and I would literally just act for whatever felt like the most fun option in the moment without really considering weighing my options and realizing oh, it's not worth it.
And it's really crazy how far you can get once you stop sabotaging yourself in whatever way.